Yeah, bro. What's the point of that?
We don't need no background noise though.
Um,
Yes, people.
for the season,
Happy New Year. How we feeling? How we feeling? That's the last tier 3 episode of the year. Give me some reflections. Give me some reflections on your year, Shem.
Oh, what? How we started?
How we started, how we went through it, how do we finish? How you feeling?
First game of the season, I believe. What was it? Was it Arsenal City? Um, I think was it Arsenal City where we had a
It was Arsenal, so you
glorious
know the
failure.
first game of the season.
Yeah, glorious failure. Yeah, and then I slept through the match. I remember that game. I remember I think it was the first game of it, like 1st of January World
First
Cup.
of
Then
January.
New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. I think New Year's Eve last year was a bit of a one of them ones, one for the ages, and I slept off through it. But yeah, no. All in all, though, good footballing wise, fun season. We had a World Cup. It was just the 2022 has been a year to remember. In just terms of events, like it's been it's actually been a special year.
Yeah, no, I can't lie.
For me personally, yeah.
I can't lie. Football wise, yeah. It's been the year, the comeback from like there's been so many different themes that's ran through this year that's actually made it quite interesting year of football.
Mm.
I
It's
said
been
Real
very, very.
Madrid. Nobody will forget that Real Madrid run. Never. Because they literally had to run through they had to run through everyone to
Greatest
get to.
champions. That's the greatest Champions League run for me. We also saw. Well, I guess we'll see many more, but Mbappe doing what Mbappe does.
That was a generational performance at World Cup.
Mhm.
That's like Ronaldo owed to not even just in terms of the goals. Like Ronaldo owed to those the inevitability. Oh,
And I got you, bro. The inevitability
oh my
of
gosh,
it.
you got my back.
It's gone, man. Back to beef. But then you also
Mbappe
got
was the
you've
same
also
here from like
Messi picking up the World Cup.
Sammy made sure he was in for the Real Madrid praise.
That is shiesty. And then we also had the Lionesses as well, bringing it
Big shot,
home, something the men we haven't been able to do for donkeys or decades and decades and decades.
big shot.
Um, yeah, no, we had a special footballing wise. We had a special year, Every other, I think, football really led the way in terms of sports, like very some astronomical, historical stuff. Obviously, Pele.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sad news of Pele. We had Mummy Charlie passing on as well. Yeah, special, very like iconic year. A lot of stuff actually happened when you deep it.
it's crazy.
Yeah, probably
Did
deep.
Diego go this year? Nah, it wasn't this year. It wasn't this year.
No, Diego went the year. I think he went in 2020.
I can see where we want to start. But we have to let's go to we don't you well, we have to go to Manchester City first. Let's go to Manchester City first. Then we go
Now,
to
did you watch the game?
what the Manchester City game or the Arsenal game.
The City game. Now it was a 3 o'clock, so it was very difficult to get it
I
up
watched it,
or
but the
get a
only like
broadcast up.
this is the main thing I want to talk about from that City game. Like, how do City fans feel about Haaland getting like he's gonna get 40 goals ish in the Premier League this season? But the team have like objectively, just from a points perspective, where they are on the table, they've gotten worse. How do you think City fans react to that? Like, because you're seeing Haaland banging the goals, but somehow you're trailing Arsenal by 7 points. Like, how do you?
How much worse are City? Because they
For
don't on the
me,
eye test. City don't think they're worse. I don't believe City fans think they're worse. Even the tables what's making them was where they are on the table compared to Arsenal is why they feel they're worse. But City are watching themselves. They don't think they're worse. I don't believe they'll think they're having a bad season. In fact, a lot of commentary says City is just unstoppable. It's an unstoppable force. But yet they're how many? But 7 points behind Arsenal. So
that's what I'm
why? How are
saying.
they
Like,
worse? How does it? It doesn't make sense.
for me, I look at it and it's games like here where they go in front and then they get pulled back. Fair enough, but they don't have an extra gear to go and win those sort of games. Like, so they've got, I think the Aston Villa one was another one where they went ahead through Haaland. Aston Villa pulled it back to 1-1 and they couldn't find the extra gear to, like, I don't know what it is, but it seems as if it's not KDB to Haaland or some variation of something to Haaland, the team seems a bit one-dimensional because they haven't got the explosive, like before they had the options of Sterling.
I think in terms of like going through the gears, someone who's very crucial to that is Bernardo Silva, and he's having a bad season. Like the midfield, I think is very, even though KDB is very good, it's one-dimensional, especially now with Haaland. It's like to find Haaland.
That's
but
what
you have the variety of normally Bernardo Silva or Ilkay Gundogan, who this season have been. Well, Ilkay has more so been bit part this season, but Bernardo's not been good enough this season, or he's not been his usual self. Maybe it's to do with the link into Barcelona. I don't know. Like maybe the Barcelona deal that fell through, but he's not been his special self. And maybe that has a part to play. And also the fact that now when you have a false nine, even a person registered to play within the false nine know that their goal is not just to score, but everybody's playing false nine when you have a false nine within the team. Whereas now Haaland's like a focal point and his job is to score. So giving everybody jobs, which is more or less feed Haaland or just keep the ball moving, I guess it's more so not meant they're as clinical as previous seasons, but they're still good. And I'm not having it because people are saying they might not be as good because of where Arsenal is, not because of how they are.
So you don't think that they've really shown a drop off of form this season?
No.
That's fair enough.
No.
Like, I think Man City's played well for the large proportion of the season, and like to try and go in hard on them would basically be because the standard that Arsenal have essentially set this season has been perfection. Like you love dropped points.
There've been 16 games. Yeah, there've been 16 games. A regular season in 16 games. Hold on, let's spread out this link. Let me get to spread out this.
Because you love only dropped points in 2 games.
Yeah, it's only Southampton and United. That United one was off a Gazy. Still hurts me to this day. But if you're really looking at what City, okay, even 16 games, Banks, yeah, on a traditional season, tell me the split between like who should be first right now. How many should they have won? How many could they have drawn? How many could they have lost for you on average?
16 games.
Off the dome. 16 games, yeah.
To be top, I'd say probably win 11, 12.
Okay, and then so let's say the higher of the two, 12 wins, yeah? 12 wins, what else? And then there's 4 games left, 2 draws, 2 losses.
3 draws, 1 loss.
Okay, so that being said, City have out of 16 games, won 11, drawn 3, and lost 2. I don't think that's bad.
Pretty much where they're supposed to be at this point.
That's pretty much what you said. So, like, and just convert one of those losses to a win. That's pretty much what you said. There's 3 points difference, but there'll still be 4 points off. Do you get what I mean? So, what have they done? Are you saying that Are you saying that from what you just said, 1 win converted 1 loss to 1 win? Is that how?
So this is where it's interesting because last season I would have also expected City to have around that record, but when you add Haaland to this mix and like it's kind of not it's taking you
more or less now. It's like now you feel like plus because it's like your starting point. You're already where you said. So 12 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. So with Haaland, you're thinking them draws. It should be like 15 wins, 1 loss, or 15 wins, 1 draw. That's what you're saying it should be. And I hear you, but football don't work like that.
It don't. But at the same time, like makes you can't really say. I don't want to say like reassess the impact of Haaland, but like in terms of where like it doesn't give you that, because last season I would have expected City to have a similar record, but adding Haaland into that mix as well, you would have thought maybe it jumps, but it doesn't.
Here's why I'm not having that still, and we need to stop doing this thing where just because one team's doing better than another means the other team's not up to scratch. Nah, City are doing fine.
They're doing fine.
That's what we tend to do. That's what we tend to do, though. But City are doing fine. And with Haaland, I hear what you're saying. But if we're going to be completely honest and keep it a buck, we weren't judging Haaland on whether City retain a league or clear the league. It's when it comes to Feb, March,
But that was the
April.
given, though. That was the given.
That's what I'm saying. But when it comes to Feb, March, April, is if they win the Champions League. Because let's not lie, if City comes second after win a league, but they win the Champions League, Haaland's done. Like City fans will be like, Haaland's done his job. He got us over the edge.
Fair enough. That's
Do
fair
you get what I
enough to
mean?
you.
Especially if he scores 2 knockout goals. If he scores a semi-final goal and he scores a final goal, even if they win 3-0, but he scores 2 goals in those 2 games, they'll say Haaland's done his job. So it's just narratives and it's results we're talking about. So I don't think it's annoying, innit? I hear what you're saying because we're trying to pick faults in where City is, but in City's shortcomings. But these results in which they've dropped points, it happens in a season. And even in them 11 wins in which they had, I take note of the don't correct me if I'm wrong. The Palace game where they went 2-0 down, and the Newcastle game when they went 2-0 down.
Mhm.
They won those games, or they drew one of them. I can't remember.
One and drew.
So yeah, they won one and they drew one. City were awful in them games. They were awful, but hey.
I said Nathan said if you saw the Haaland yellow, yeah, man was on the Sirocco with that tackle. Yeah, who was it? Who was it that he tried to take out? I think it was good. Was it Godfrey? Mikalenko. Oh my god, man came charging into him like he hated him. I was thinking, damn.
Ricky Ball. Oh.
You don't get me to read that.
You ain't gonna get me. Oh hell no.
Only game Arsenal didn't perform well in is Leeds, in my opinion.
Agreed. Because even the Southampton game,
Leeds could have.
Even the Patrick Bamford, we got life. Even the Southampton game in which Arsenal drew, we just didn't take our chances, and those days happen. My United game, I say we performed well. Leeds were bad. I think our best game of the season so far is probably Fulham. Fulham was very, very good. If City go
final, Pep will drop Haaland and play Bernardo up top. He couldn't dare. At this point, he couldn't dare. Let's go to the league leaders, though. Let's talk about your beloved N5. Let's talk. Brighton 2, Arsenal 4. Arsenal sign off the 2022 calendar year with another barnstorming performance. All of their front 4 involved in the goals. Shemi, what did that performance tell you going into the new year about Arsenal's chances?
Thomas Partey needs to stay fit by all costs. I've never seen so instrumental in this season specifically. He's so instrumental in everything we do. Like getting full and him being fit really, really brings everything together. Makes the defenders better, makes Odegaard better, makes Xhaka better, like makes our attacks better, makes us counter-attack resistant.
Shems, I dare you to speak highly of Odegaard, the tier 3 OGs. Remember what he said about him? He said there's tape.
Let me finish. I'm cooking. And then you man, he's funny. He's
all he's saying is there's tape.
And it's just Thomas Partey is crucial. Obviously, people say Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus, Saliba. No, it's actually just Partey on his own. I'm really happy with Eddie Nketiah. Scrap the goal he scored. Is the goal he scored today and the one he scored against West Ham. Just his all-round play. I really like when strikers, when they receive the ball with their back against the goal, quite often it's very easy. The first step is like holding the ball up and bringing others into play. And the standard striker does that and sets. They do the set, take one touch and set, or just set it first time. But Eddie Nketiah, more often than not, he gets the ball, receives it, he knows what's going on behind him, so he knows when he's got space to carry it, and he does it quite often, and it's very, very refreshing because he could carry it, take about 5 touches, take it towards the right, take it towards the left, and it's refreshing because you don't even get that often. Gabriel Jesus only does that once in a while when he thinks he can beat a couple man, but just in terms of moving the play forward, it's very, very different to see, and it shows like you're a big player, like as in like you're confident and you believe in your ability. So that's good to see.
Exclusive.
What's happened?
To replace Jesus. Fair enough.
No, I didn't say that. And now, last but not least, Junior Coleman said it in our chat. I don't know how taking off 2 fullbacks can change a whole game. It really
Yeah, nah,
confused
you
me.
lot lost control after that, to be fair.
It really
And I
confused
think,
me. And do you know what was sad about it? Why it's deep to get onto them and get onto the substitutions is because Tierney and Tomiyasu weren't bad at all. They weren't
yeah,
bad. They weren't. I don't think they were bad.
Tomiyasu had problems with Matoma. Tomiyasu had some problems with Matoma.
Towards the end,
He
yeah.
was cooking Ben
Towards
White,
that,
and
but
Ben
when
White as
he
well.
came on, he was fine, and then he had like a 7-minute spell where he had a little bit of problems. But I wouldn't say it was like, oh, he's getting ripped.
Nah, it wasn't it wasn't a ripping thing, but
That's what I'm saying. So it was confusing.
The tide of the game just switched just in like the 60th, 65th minute, and then it was just like, oh, all of a sudden you lot are under pressure, but then you went and scored up the other end anyway.
Odegaard played very well. I must say though, I've got to give it to Tariq Lamptey.
Yeah, nah.
I think
Martinelli.
it's sad what happened to him, even though he's still young. Like his name was bubbling, and there was a time when he was the talisman at Brighton from that right back position. Then he got a big injury, right? And his name was bubbling for about 20 million or so. His name was bubbling, but I like him. I would always love him at Arsenal. I would like him at Arsenal, honestly.
Yeah, I can't lie. This was his first start of the season as well, and I feel like he held Martinelli well. Like the danger was coming from the other side, but literally just that one. That
foot race.
Odegaard pass into space finished.
Foot race.
It was a foot race.
Foot race is crazy because Lamptey's rapid. So
yeah,
I think Martinelli's one of the fastest players in the league because Lamptey is the burners. So I don't know how he didn't catch him. I thought we would catch him. I don't know how we didn't catch him.
Yeah, Martinelli put on the afterburners with that one. I can't lie, because to get away from Lamptey like that
with the ball,
literally ran it in. But Odegaard, I guess, was probably the man of the match, just in terms of what you want from a number from that 8/10 that role that he plays, in terms of linking the player, receiving it under pressure. It was impressive. I can't lie. Like, it's a away day as well. Like away day, Brighton, not an easy one to perform in.
Evening.
And, people have called him a sort of Emirates bandit.
Yeah. Can we just quickly on Arsenal? Just what I just want to say. What do you think about what Mudryk is doing?
What do I think about it? I think it's the game nowadays. I think it's the game that I said. I think it's it is what it is. Is what players do to get the move in it. Obviously he's disrespecting Shakhtar in the sense of like I'm still technically your player, but I'm trying to be out of it. It is what it is, and I was speaking to Derek about this earlier as well. Like when it's time for him to, if he does make that step and it's a Real Madrid or something, and he does that, you just can't be surprised when it happens because that's how you got it.
Because it will happen. Yeah, it could happen to you when you're on the receiving end of it. As an Arsenal, when you're on the receiving end of it, you'll think this ain't like. Obviously, it's all fun and games now because it's us he wants to join. But
if it's time to get out, then just know that you'll probably run the same.
Yeah, he'll probably run the same stuff. But the thing is, I hear it because the CEO at Shakhtar Donetsk, he's mugging us off, and obviously he's trying to pin it on Man United. But we're not Man United, so don't punish us for somebody else's sins. And also, but also that ain't the market. That is not the market. I must say that's just not the market.
I think what I've been seeing is that they're trying to, like, Arsenal are trying to point to the fee that Liverpool paid for Gakpo, and then Shakhtar saying, "Oh, look what they paid for Grealish and Antony."
But Grealish and Antony, but that's up north. That's up north.
That's up north money. That's
north money. That's up north money. You can't reference Grealish and Gakpo. That's up north. That's Manchester. Do you get what I mean? But what they can turn to is, Kroenke's been voted the most expensive sports owner in the world. So where's the money at? Do you get what I mean? So it's just, it's not looking good, bruv.
43 points. Happy Arsenal have secured Prem football for another season. Yeah, I
love that.
Just do it with your chest, man.
I love that.
I said he's on 1.5k a week at Shakhtar, and he's
You're lying. You're lying.
There's no way.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
That's a death row contract.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Impossible.
No, he's not. Take us where you want to take us next, though, Banks. That's a lie.
Let's go to the early kickoff. Had the potential to ruin my mood for the rest of the weekend, but Manchester United came through 1-0 against Wolves. Tricky day in the West Midlands. Shem will know all about that. He can tell you about that on his personal channel. Tricky days in West Midlands. But yeah, Rashford dropped for disciplinary reasons. He revealed afterwards that he came late.
Look, I knew it wasn't him being mouthy, though. I knew it wasn't like a mouthy thing.
Nah, it was an oversleep thing.
He
said he overslept and missed the team meeting.
Yeah, no, I knew it wasn't him being mouthy or anything like that. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
But your man even came on and he saved the day. Like, I can't lie, if we're in this space right now where we're creating chances and we're acting as if we're some sort of chance creating machine. We're just going to create bare and bare. We can afford to miss so many chances. That's what's annoying us. That's what's annoying me about Manchester United right now. These players are not trying to be clinical. Anthony, oh my goodness, you better just find yourself. The World Cup's done. Get out of your mind. Find yourself again, bro, because these last two performances have been woeful.
People are saying that they're not sure how. They don't know what he's like. They don't think he's Brazilian or like. They're not sure. They think you got bumped. Now the thing is, no matter what, Anthony, you lot got bumped in it. No, you know,
that's fine. We accepted from the jump. We got bumped.
But problem with Anthony is like I don't think he gets coached.
Nah,
does that make sense? No, as in like I feel like he's coached. Okay, stay in this position, stay in that position, and then when you get the ball, do your thing. Obviously, they're not going to get micromanaged, and most wingers are told to just do your thing because you can't coach skill and stuff like that. But his one is a bit. Sometimes it doesn't benefit the team.
No, 100%, bro. These last couple of games, especially, like I think before we got injured before the World Cup, let me not even do that. But before he got injured, I feel like he was actually playing pretty well in terms of not just in terms of goals and assists.
He was a moments player.
You think he was a moments player? I feel like
he was in the little we saw.
Right side.
In the little we saw of him,
a nice combination. But recently, as you said, like it's just in terms of his decision making in terms of going 1v1, like 1v1s ain't banging. And then like especially over I don't know whether it's rust coming back into the Premier League, but a lot of his final actions haven't been good either in terms of they've been under hit or they've been like the shot has been way off. Like right now, it's not been smooth from him at all.
I feel like is that
and then you get the contrast of what Rashford's doing. That's what makes it even clearer.
To be fair, go on. Sorry,
I say he showed Trinidad that he used to live on my street.
The problem I have with Anthony, like I said, like you don't know what he's gonna do. I think it'll be very difficult to play with. Do you get what I mean? That's what I mean by it's not being coached. You see how when Saka gets the ball, I'm just comparing it to Matt. When Saka gets the ball, you kind of know if he does a rip, he's going to cut it across or he's going to take a shot. It's going to kind of benefit the movement of the team. With Anthony, sometimes I don't know in it. But maybe I need to watch him more. Do you get what I mean?
I agree with you in the sense
it's very maverick.
As in he looks so like his body's always, you don't know what he's going to do. Like, and I think I agree in the sense that some of his decision making right now is just so poor that it doesn't benefit the team. Like he's making the wrong actions. But I'm gonna give him some time to get back into the flow of it because I thought I was seeing good things from him before the break. Banks, would you put Rashford's change in form down to this season? It's working harder. That's like last season, which is the worst I've ever seen Rashford. When he lost the ball, he literally just sulked and he wouldn't even chase back. Like there's no intensity to his game. But this season, he's been intense in terms of whether it's attacking his fullback, getting shots off in around the area. He's like, I think the intensity that he's playing at from this season compared to last season is the biggest change of all. Like without that, doesn't matter how talented he is. Like if you're doing what he was doing last season, which is first of all, losing the ball, the amount of times he lost the ball last season and then wouldn't chase after it, compared to this season where he's much more engaged, much more locked in. I think that's the biggest change for me. Like the intensity that I've seen him play, that's Rashford. Meat Mill's redemption arc, hey man, is slowly building, but it's
Oh,
not
this is
there
a
yet.
great comment from Nathan. It was nice to see Van der Beek got them charity minutes. It was nice to see Van der Beek getting some trust minutes at the age of
He was playing
27.
against us in those charity minutes. You won't even get those charity minutes soon, fam. What the hell was that cameo? Man had the chance to put in Rashford and he went to Bruno and the move broke down. Man's giving away fouls in the midfield. I'm thinking, fam, are you trying to
Do you
get
like
are you
the?
trying to get more than 6 minutes?
How do you think Luke
Ah,
Shaw played at centre back? He held his own.
quality.
I think he held his own,
Held his
and I
own.
feel it also he held his own, and also Wolves have to look at Diego Costa's got to look at himself there and just.
But Diego Costa is like he's not the same Diego Costa. Like, you're not seeing the Chelsea Diego Costa. It's a different person. Or is it like it's a
Aaron
different version of the
Wan-Bissaka, how
player?
do you think he played? All right, he played well.
Shall I tell you what, Wan-Bissaka, fair play to you. Like I saw this earlier and I deeped like Wan-Bissaka got very quietly just like completely taken out of the rotation and like everybody was fine with that. Everyone was fine with that. Like he wasn't getting
Even his camp, no one batted an eyelid. Everyone just kept it. You know
he
what?
was injured and then he couldn't get back in. But he's
He
like now that
squeezed
he's
out.
got back into the team, he's looked good. He's looked good, and I don't think he's gonna stay. I think he'll probably still move on.
Yeah,
But
we'll go back to
like, if
Palace.
there's a way to win your way back into the team, like it was that's a good way because again, a lot of people didn't even think he'd be able to play in Ten Hag system, but he's looked good the 2 games.
Defensively, you know what he's about in it, which is always good for Wan-Bissaka. You know he's gonna put in a defensive shift, and which he did today with that one last minute block.
Last thing I want to say about United, thank you to Varane for first of all making sure, because 35 million for Varane could have either went 2 different ways compared to last season to this season. Now it's looking like it's still last season. It could have been Real Madrid bumped us crazy.
I think it was
So
that
Varane,
COVID.
thank you. Huh?
He had COVID, didn't it?
Did he have COVID at the start? No, he did. He did.
He had COVID. Varane had COVID. I think Varane
That's what I'm
came
saying.
back
But
ill.
like last season was
Yeah,
very in and out.
he got injured and he got COVID. He had a mad.
And then that's what I'm saying. But even when he was in, like the performances wasn't always. It wasn't this season.
Yeah, only his best games was like the first 6 games, and that was it.
Yeah, so I'm happy that he's brought the Real Madrid form back because last season wasn't his greatest. And then Casemiro, I won't even say anything about that beautiful DM. Oh my god. This is what we've been trying to teach Scott McTominay and Fred to do as a 2.
I haven't heard his name in a while. Can we talk about Scott McTominay? Can we talk about rather than talking about the games now, or do you have anywhere else you want to go? Sorry.
No, go crazy.
I was gonna say, can we talk about what we highlights of 2022? You could pick a game, all-time low and an all-time high. Let's start with the low.
All-time low. Oh.
And let's see if I agree. Let's see how I agree for you.
This is a Manchester United one, yeah.
Yeah, you as Manchester United.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see if I agree.
All-time low. That Brighton 4-0 was bad. Brentford worse than? I think Brentford was worse than the. Yeah, Brentford was worse than the 4-0 against Brighton. I say the 4-0 against Brentford. That's probably the lowest.
Okay. Start of the season.
Wait, from 2022? Yeah, all the way from 2022.
Jan.
Yeah.
Okay, for my I was gonna say, was it West End of Brighton? Okay, I'll say the Brentford.
I said, Brentford one was bad.
I'd say the Brentford.
Because
I'd say the Brentford because you lot got put into. It was the second game in which everybody like went into a car crash and everyone just thought Ten Hag, this is gonna come crashing down, and then obviously you had like a good week to everyone to just get their stuff together. Like I think it was. So I'd say that was your all-time low for you guys. Mine personally, and it's obvious, it's between 2 games which came after each other.
I think I know which one.
North London. You had the North London car crash in the White Hart Lane, but it's got to be Newcastle. It's got to be the Newcastle game, and why I say it's the Newcastle game is because play that game again, you lose. Newcastle. I've never been so I've never been so pocketed from a team that's like worse than us or like lower than us. Like obviously you get pocketed by City on certain teams when they're in good runs. Chelsea, Newcastle popped us off the park. Like
Remember we said after the North London derby, we checked
we
what
said
the
we got
weather was going
Newcastle.
to
I
be
said we
like
got
in Newcastle.
Newcastle. We checked. We said it
We
was
checked the
raining.
weather.
We said blood, the Monday Night Football rain.
Monday Night Football rain. We said, oh, that's sticky. We
Sky
said
shafted us there. Sky shafted us on that one. Monday Night Football rain, because the North London one, you could say, okay, Rob Holding shouldn't have got sent. There was things you could have tried to cheat your way out of excuses. Newcastle absolutely cruised on us, and it was a sad one. It was sad for me. And obviously the whole Arteta brigade went. Everyone in the chat, drop your all-time lows. Sammy, drop yours as well from the other side of the world. Everybody drop your all-time lows.
Shout out Prince of Peckham for hosting us for the North London Derby. That was a good day. That was a good
night.
night.
Let's go through some of these comments. Arsenal has to be
away, so shit.
I was going to mention...
Junior's put in his best moment.
Okay. Also, Ricky Bowley said, I was going to mention the Ronaldo ending. For you, but I feel like the club had already moved on. You'd already checked out from his antics when he stormed down the tunnel.
I'm telling you, from beginning of the season, he could have left it from then, and it wouldn't have even been a sad thing. It would have just been, you're no longer good for us. Go our separate ways.
Yeah, Junior Evie says, Low was Newcastle. Had to sit in a dark room by myself for 30 minutes. I promise you, the Newcastle Low, everybody had to rejig themselves, because the way Newcastle dealt with us, it felt like Newcastle was City. Bruno G had an all-time game. Like, he had a game of all time. And we've had a couple of lows that season, but that one there really, really, really hurt the heart. It was heavy in the heart. Now, let's do highs. Obviously, both teams did not win a trophy this season, so I guess we have to dig deep a little bit for the highs. And it could be as an Arsenal fan, it could be just an Arsenal and Man United fan, actually.
Probably say Liverpool 2-1. Liverpool 2-1, because that was coming.
That wasn't a high though.
That was a high.
That one, I wasn't a high, but it was dampened by the fact that you lot, boy, when you debuted Casemiro, you hung him out. You hung Casemiro out on the washing line. You literally you said, yeah, okay, we've got to win this. If not, 3 losses on the bounce.
3 losses on the bounce, losing to Liverpool. It could have got sticky very quickly, but they actually pulled out a good performance against Liverpool. Lisandro Martinez introduced himself to the world. It was a good night. It was a good night. I'm thinking about last season. There's not one moment in 2022 last season that I could say was a high point. Every win just brought me closer to the end of the season. I can't think of any sort of high point from there. What else made me happy?
I'm trying to think.
Let me see, get some of these comments up. England winning the Euros, the 3-2 versus Liverpool, because seeing that South American dud Nunes do crying eyes and lose, plus Trent getting took for a turnstile was a beauty to see. Not bad, Dave. Not bad. There's a couple of moments in there.
What a hater. I can't. Obviously, the Liverpool game rings out to me this season. To be fair, because nothing's confirmed, but the Liverpool game was special. For me, a high this season. Yeah, I can't think of one. I can't think of one specifically, like a proper high. But I guess if Mbappe had won that World Cup, it would have been that comfortably. That's out there. That's out there.
I can't even. 2-2 World Cup final was the greatest high of my life, man.
Yeah, that World Cup. I think it's the World Cup. The World Cup final has to be my high. The World Cup final has to be my high. Like there's nothing that's come close to it. Or watching what Real Madrid did to the English teams in the Champions League, I must say, that was up there. But that's from pure hate, and we want to lead with love next year. So I don't want to pick that. We want to lead with love. So I've got to go with what Mbappe did in that World Cup. Special brother. Special, bro.
Yeah, no. I got to throw Benzema's running in there. Just that final something to confirm himself to the world, because everyone always talked about the other two strikers in the generation, Suarez, Lewandowski. Nobody really paid attention to it. But then he showed, look, I can really do what these lot all say they can do. I'd do it. It was a nice moment for Benzema. Ballon d'Or as well. Good year, man. Good year for
Okay.
Benzema.
All right, now let me go through some of these comments. Not a hater. What? Hold on.
Shevs, when Mbappe scored that hat, it was peak cinema.
Yeah, no, I didn't know what to put myself. Lost my head. I ain't watched that video again. When everyone was reposting it, made me sick.
Did some research into the tier 3 archives. Right.
Okay.
Hey, you found out what this guy's been holding on to
Stay
for
out. Stay out
5
the
years now. Good
Stay
5 years.
Stay out the archives. Yeah. Yeah, but as a whole, it's been a great year, footballing wise. It's been a great year. Once again, that's like shout out. Even Nathan mentioned it there. England winning the Euros, the Lionesses. As a whole, you starting a race? Oh yeah. For those who don't know, Bank's trying to race me about growing hair. I've given him a little bit of a head start.
It's not a race, man. It's not a race when they always.
Right.
It's not a rival when we always beat you.
You know you're about to. You know your hair's about to hit the wall, right? You know your hair don't grow more than that. But anyway,
you don't know my hair, bro. You literally don't know my hair.
We've seen it. We've seen when you did them
got
doobie
capabilities,
plats,
bro. When
right.
you don't even know. You don't even know what's coming 2023.
I'm about to like a Black Panther. You see the afro I'm gonna come out with. Rounded, no, keep the size as well. But yeah, looking forward to next year. Where do you think you're gonna finish? We're not at the halfway point now, 16, 17 games. You still got 3 or 2 games, 17. But where do you think Man United are gonna finish? Cup wise, league wise, and what do you want for them?
I think we finish 5th. I think we finished 5th. I can't lie. I think.
What's your top 4?
5th. Top 4. City, Arsenal. Huh? No, this isn't in order. This is just the top 4. City, Arsenal.
We're not in order, yeah? Do it in order. 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 What's the point in not doing it in order?
I thought by like that. All I'd say is the four I think are gonna come top 4. Arsenal, City,
so
Liverpool.
Arsenal making top 4,
they're gonna come back second half of the season.
So Arsenal making top 4, yeah.
Arsenal making top 4.
Yeah. So making top 4 now. Okay, bet. Go on then. And
I think Newcastle's gonna sneak it. I think Newcastle.
I saw this
again. I think Newcastle will sneak it if they get because I saw their link to Talisman and Madison. If they can get one or both, they definitely get that spot. They definitely do.
I think the season's gonna finish Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Newcastle, in that order.
Okay. In that order.
Yeah, just and out of all of them, the one that's off of hope and not of eye test is Liverpool, because out of that top 4, the teams, 3 of them teams are the best teams on eye test. Like watching them, I've seen the best performances from Arsenal, City, and Newcastle in that order. So I think they can carry it through, honestly, because why I say I think Newcastle will hang on is because 1, the transfers, they've got the money, and FFP is not a real thing, as Chelsea's shown, and 2, everybody around Newcastle has European football. Everyone around them has European football. Now that's going to take its toll on everyone, and Newcastle don't have that to worry about. Newcastle have the least expectations on them as well. Chelsea, Potter's head's on the line if you don't make top 4. Same with Spurs. Conte is going to decombust. And Manchester United and Newcastle kind of have 3 hits. So, but I do feel like because Newcastle actually, when you watch their games, they're playing like they're a big team. I feel like they'll make it. Liverpool's on is just hope, honestly. It's just because they've been there before.
Yeah. The only reason I say United out of that top 4 is just because the defensive consistency is there, but if we don't score the goal, like our goal difference is literally 4. Our goal difference, like unless we get a banging
like everybody else has scored more goals than you. Like when I checked earlier, a lot of
the
teams,
3 teams that are above us, they've got goal differences of 20 plus at least.
Fulham scored more than you. Fulham scored more than you.
Like if the defensive solidity is there, if we don't get
Leicester,
goals,
Leicester scored more than you. Fulham scored more than you. Leeds has scored 1 goal less than you. So you've got 24, they've got 23. Brighton scored more than you. Brentford scored more than you. Yeah. So I just don't think you got goals in you right now. But
you don't. Unless you find goals, then you won't. Like you can't get into the top 4 with them numbers if you maintain those numbers. Literally.
So you said 5th for you lot, though. And now, just before we round up, anything else? A cup? Do you want anything? 5th in the FA Cup. 5th in the Carling Cup.
Carling Cup.
You're in Europa. 5th in the Europa. You got Barca. You got Barca next month. 5th in the
Barca in Europa. See, I would love a cup. I would love a cup this season. I can't lie. Like, cause just a little sign. I think Carling Cup is probably the easiest route. Barcelona, Europa don't necessarily scare me. The only thing that's pissing me off is that Martinez is going to be out for one of the matches, but I think we can get through Barcelona.
There's more games, really. It's just another. It's an extra game. That's annoying. An extra 2 games. Annoying.
Is either that or Conference League.
Last but not least, I would say, let me just round up. I feel I want a shanty treble. Me the Premier League, UEFA, and the FA Cup. I'll take that shanty treble. You get lower tier treble. I'll take it. Why not? And I'll do that.
What not?
Yeah, I'll take that. So that really answers everything. I've already said my top 4. I agree with you. But I think
the top 10 finish in Europa. Still set the ambitions low, I see.
Yeah, top 10 finishing. We've got to get.
Look, you had to be there, Nathan. You had to be there. 2018? 2018. Sol Bamble, Harry Winks. You had to be there. You had to be there, bro. You had to be there. There's a reason it was in the underrated.
That's an old video. Oh my. All right. Anyway, sign off, everybody. Just a happy new year from me, for myself. Thanks.
Happy New Year from the TF3 family, man. Thank you lot for locking in with us this year. I know it's been all digital this year, but that changes next year. We're going to see us back in the studio, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, make sure you lock in for a new TF3 next year. I've been your host, Banks, joined by my ever faithful co-host, Lavish, or Oluwashemi Lore, or Kante's cousin. We'll have a lovely, lovely New Year's Eve and have a very happy New Year's. Play that beautiful music.
You play the music.
You are now listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so comfortable.
Wow, you should be in
just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We bailed you out. We bailed you out to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison.